unfortunately be here today, but we have Ling, Kiwi, and many other players, and I'm glad to be able to finally show them off. Thank you to VGBootCamp for giving us this chance, because now we get people who get to see our other strong talent, such as SnowInMay and Don, who are going to get into winter semis.
Yeah, and seeing the amount of success SnowInMay has had in the scene in the last couple months, after really not competing very much at all this summer, is incredibly impressive, especially with a character like Min Min. Yeah, she's rarer, but very difficult to play consistently. So seeing him come into the CT scene and just absolutely just tear it up is really impressive.
And this is after there was a couple tournaments in a row where SnowInMay actually was underperforming, because SnowInMay got a big upset on G Extreme and was kind of going through brackets, got all the way, I think, to 4th or 3rd, and then got like 9th, like 3 tournaments in a row. So we were wondering, like, okay, are people figuring out the matchup? And the answer is no, because SnowInMay just figured out how to play again, and that's a very early lead and barely any damage done.
And that third up air SnowInMay beautiful DI to get out of it, because if that third up air hit, that would have been death. And again, Don just going a little too deep. You have to be so scared of Min Min or Ram Ram if you're Mario, and it's costing him the stock there. But now he's got the combo on the platform. The down air just gonna rack on damage, but still only 102%. You're still an interaction or two away from really convincingly killing Min Min here.
Yeah, but it's SnowInMay has just been playing phenomenally so far. I mean, like you're saying, Ram Ram is just so good against characters who are forced to pretty much go at that 45-degree angle or go low for any recovery, and it's 110%. So even with that early knockout before, the damage is still racked back on. Mario doesn't like disjoints in general, and that's why when I saw Blitz went down, whoever had to fight him next was not going to be in for a good time.
And the back air coming up, beautiful cape stall from Don. Now he has the flood. That could come in handy, because if you can get Min Min out there, that flood is so good at flushing her away. Her horizontal tether distance is not great at all. So that could come in handy, but first you have to find a way in. And when Don on found success, it's been through the fireball, but that time Snow is ready for it, takes the stock, not even a 2-minute game, only 1:50 seconds. And the explosiveness we saw from Don hasn't come out just because he literally hasn't been able to touch Snow. When he has, it's been through finding those fireballs and confirming off them.
Yeah,
so I like to see him sit back and kind of rely on that more.
I think we're in that timeline, too, where, you know, we didn't have a Min Min for a long time. Yeah. Like, we pretty much had no Min Min players outside of, like you were saying before, Vestation, who doesn't really go to a lot of stuff. He's pretty very solid player.
And also co-mint Link as well, so it's not just solo Min Min.
Yeah, but, like, here, SnowInMay is the first, like, threat of Min Min that we've had, and people definitely getting matchup checked pretty consistently so far by it. And right now, I think even without the matchup check, it's still a rough one for Mario as he tries to get in repeatedly. And we're going to see the classic color scheme come out here, the purple one that he normally likes to go with. Let's see if it makes a difference in game number 2.
Yeah. Even when Don switches to other skins, this is the skin he goes to when he needs the power up most. We see it coming in here as he tries to make anything happen. And the small Battlefield tech, probably because Battlefield was banned, giving him just a little bit extra. The platforms are a little bit better for his combos, but it's also smaller, which, yes, makes it harder for Min Min to get away from him, but also means he doesn't have space to play around.
You're taking away triplats every single time if Mario's on the opposing side. And we only have one here. But trying to go out there with the cape, of course, SnowInMay doesn't really care too much. It doesn't really change much if you go for the up B. But a good parry and a much better start here from Don.
Yep, Don definitely saying, okay, wait, no, I do know how to play this matchup. I'm not going to get... Fool me once, right? Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Not letting it be him this time. The back air, just the weak hit that
I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to go out there again or throw a fireball or something and try to get an early gimp. But that flood is also sitting there, too. And look at this big difference Don has had in game number 2. That game number 1 looking like it was nothing.
And Don as well, like, throwing out these up Bs, you may say, why is he throwing them out? They're not killing. Why is he not trying to get a call out? It's because he's conditioning Snow to be so incredibly scared and have to be on point with these DI checks all the time, which means that when Don does mix it up, Snow's just not going to be ready for it.
This matchup is showing that SnowInMay can't allow something that is not the length of like a PS2 to stay away from Don, because Don has been able to get in. However, that up smash would have checked the fireball or would have checked the short hop. And Don does finally fall, but ooh, that was close. Yeah. And went out for another one. I like it because you pretty much have to tether at that point.
And beautiful stuff as well from Snow just to recognize the situation and DI in. And however, one of the things that's really interesting about his Min Min is we see it there, but he's really very rarely used Nair at all in this matchup. A lot less than any of the other Min Mins.
I think the big reason why is you don't want to miss space Nair and have Mario right next to him. I think that's why Snow has been more inclined to keep away. It's way more the sortie type approach, and that's what's been successful so far, as Don has already climbed up to 75. Even though he had that big lead to start, he can't let this one get away. Looking for a preemptive roll up smash, does not get it. Does get in with that back air, though, and now Snow in a really bad spot.
Yep. This is so hard for Min to get out of the corner. She's not going to find a way. The up smash, Don is, honestly, that is the thing that is incredibly impressive. I think of every Mario I've seen, Don has some of the best, even at the top level of play, has some of the best on-reaction up smashes of anybody. I see him get more kills with that move than, it's absurd.
You can completely attribute to that the fact that he has been practicing with Light for a long time. Don is actually the reason that Light got into Smash in the first place. Yeah, these two are homies for like, I think 15 years or something like that, since childhood. So it might be even longer than that. So
they've been friends since I was, what, 8 years old, 7 years old?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make Ajax
no. But of course, he's been dealing with that extreme rushdown style behavior from him and others for a long time, and we always waited for him to have that big moment to start playing better, and that has really showed up here in Ultimate's lifespan. And that game 2, after getting washed game 1, was a big sign. Now can SnowInMay answer back? Because SnowInMay is somebody we've also been waiting to see. Are they capable of making that type of comeback too?
And Hollow Bastion as the stage counter is really interesting here. It's
I get
bigger.
why.
Yeah, it's bigger, so Snow does like that, but that center platform is so scary. It is scary for Mario. However, it being so far away from ledge also means that Mario doesn't get the landing mix-ups that he might have.
My guess is Don probably banned PS2. Yeah. I think he probably took away FD, Kalos, PS2. Yeah. Because that removes all the wide stages, since that one works so well. And here on Hollow Bastion, there is that wider range, which even though he got up to 100, he was able to at least manipulate himself inward and get a much better, like, barely took that much damage so he could try and strike back in.
And before, if you're at home asking, well, why not town? It's because Mario's really good on town.
Yeah, you ain't, no.
If you bring Mario to town, don't. Just rethink your life choices.
Okay, he got another early one right there, 57.
Yes,
These two have been going back and forth with what seems to be near 3 stocks. So far, that favoring SnowInMay, and if they keep that routine up.
Again, the on-reaction up smash and the buff from onto the Min-Min's up B that we saw over Quarantine coming in clutch, allowing Don to get back, or sorry, Snow to get back, but Don doing so good at just not getting hit by grab. I haven't seen Snow land a single grab all set so far.
Yeah, Don's actually one of the only people to get away from grab, because I saw in the previous sets people were getting grabbed really often. We saw multiple of those up throws take out Mega Man earlier from Blitz. He's going to get the chip on that nair though, and this is a middle platform that's going to get a lot of damage. It won't kill yet, but that is a huge thing that he needed. He also had to jump away, trying to go get that with the side B, and it's still going.
Yeah, and him using that nair instead of going for the up B there, that's from that carryover conditioning from last game. Right, he knows how Snow's gonna DI because he's afraid of the up B and he wants to live it.
Oh my god.
Catching him with the extension there, and it ends up converting into an elongated corner situation and the stock. So
that was his turn for like a solid 35, 40-ish seconds. Like that SnowInMay never got to touch the ground, and that's a big part of how you need to defeat Min-Min, is gonna get a reland, and he tried to look for a defensive option there, falling through that platform. Snow did not give it to him though.
If you're struggling against Mario too, one of the things you just have to just mix your DI out more, because if Mario gets a read on your DI, his frame data is just so incredibly good that it can be hard to ever touch the ground, and this character just has the ability to juggle you and just hit you for days. We're seeing it again here, just Snow throwing out these jumps, making those aerial commitments, and just can't find his way back down.
It's just getting away from that up air, just misses the falling forward air too. That could have been potentially a back air off of Mario, but doesn't matter. 121 to 66. This is only for game 3, just to get counter pick advantage to move forward. Gets back up with the up B. Does Snow finally find that megawatt? No, it still won't be enough, but the dragon shot will be enough. That puts Snow up 2-1. Granted, that was with Don making a significantly bigger comeback that time compared to what happened game 1. But Don is now down, and Don's going to have to make sure that does not happen again.
Looking at Snow in comparison to Justice and Pink Fresh, the other, or like the top maybe Min-Mins in the US, Snow does something a lot more similar to Proto in that he throws out the backward-facing, he throws out those backward-facing arms, because you can actually, with Min-Min, you can throw arms out both ways. Min-Mins still don't throw one arm out in one direction, the other arm out in the other, which is really strong, but they also don't, on the whole in the US at least, don't use those. They're facing away from you and throwing both arms out behind you, and Snow's doing it a lot more.
With a rare occasion when we do see it, I've seen the Buzz start to utilize that more too, because it's just a reaction. It's just on reaction. Hey, I cover everything. I cover 2 character lengths or more away from me with non-committal, and that's what Mario does not like at all.
And it also makes your movement way more ambiguous because you're able to just be running away from them and then suddenly threaten them from halfway across the stage in a way that really no other character can. And down to coming in, but Dawn just ready for it, catching the nair. Both these players are scrapping back and forth, but Mario's damage output off a stray hit is way higher than Min Min's, and so we're just seeing Dawn start to run away with this percent lead early.
Yeah, Dawn trying to build on that lead is the biggest thing, because last game he was able to bring it all the way back while being from behind, but the theme of things so far is that SnowInMay is starting to figure out how to regularly force Dawn to use his jump early. He just gets away from that dragon shot after getting hit by the Ram, but still being forced off stage. Good stall, because if he jumped too early, either one of those would have taken it. That was an amazing grab though from SnowInMay, and he's refusing to give his turn up.
And not only was that first stall really good, but the fact that he B-reversed the cape is the only reason he made it back. If he hadn't B-reversed that cape, his momentum would have stopped, and he would have come up a little bit short. Now with the edge trap, I like the adjustment to start using Fireball more on the edge trap, but Snow just so ready for it and just finding a reversal that very easily could be the stock with how hard it is for Mario to get out of these positions.
Yeah, Mario just trying to sneak his way through, find an opener with a drop down there, maybe get a tech chase, but SnowInMay starts to build his damage up, but finally catches SnowInMay slipping with the up smash.
Yep, Snow just using that double jump there, and Dawn just seeing it. As soon as he saw it come out, saw the startup of the aerial, was ready with that up smash, and again, just uses it in combos, uses it to rack on damage, uses it to get kills. Dawn's use of Mario up smash is just so creative. And
Dawn started to build up his damage, speaking of those combos, putting him all the way up to 91, trying to catch a preemptive jump with that B-reverse fireball, but nothing comes of it. Nair, does he get the tech chase? No, instead, SnowInMay with the change up there going for get up attack this time. And that bear will find it though, that puts Dawn back in the lead.
One of the things that Dawn started doing less this game, which is which is really, I think, throwing Snow for a loop, is he's just stopped fast falling.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not doing it anymore, and just Snow is like, what do I do if you still have that?
That messes you up, too, because even though Min Min covers so much range, Min Min's committal on when she decides to go for stuff, but at the same time, with how far you are away, even when you decide to mix it up, it will still find you. And now, Dawn facing what could be his winner side life. SnowInMay trying to keep it going, but SnowInMay also Ritual taking 77.
Yep. Mario, one of the only characters that can start a combo out of up smash, and not only that, looking for that nair, because again, Snow's now been conditioned to DI to survive the up B. So Dawn's using instead to rack on a similar amount of damage, but also get that stage control. Oh, really good stuff from him, and now Snow has to find his way out of the corner. Dawn was ready with the back air, but just Snow so disciplined with the shield to find his way out of that corner.
It's extremely stressful. You're going to have to take that forward throw. You got to be careful about how you try to get back on stage. Get a double jump overdose. That bear will send Snow pretty low. That's going to force the first air dodge. Doesn't matter, though. He doesn't get the roll on with the up smash, and now he's back at ledge. If he takes a megawatt or a single mistake, Snow can take this away. That downer will not be enough. He falls out, but he gets the up smash, and that's going to push it to game number 5.
Are you kidding me right now, Ajax? That was so incredibly just Dawn got, I don't want to say unlucky a couple times. Snow was so, he conditioned, like he's like, okay, I'm getting hit by this up smash, I'm getting hit by this up smash, I'm going to roll because he's going to go for the up smash. He gets out of it. Then Snow SDIs out of that down air that would have been game as well. And you like, if you're most players in the world, you start to panic, you start to get nervous. And that's when a player like Snow comes in and closes the game out. But Dawn holding the mental down and really clutching it out there at the end. Some really great stuff.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this is why, you know, normally that would have been said and done, obviously for a weekly, but best of 5 territory now for top 8. This would have been a 2-to-1 done, but they have been adjusting heavily. Dawn was able to take it, but SnowInMay bringing it all the way back to the end too. Snow continuing to show, hey, look, I know I maybe have just shown up. I know I was kind of like tearing up the I believe is the Central University weeklies, but it's a college weekly, so you never know what you're going to get with those. But has been striking back with all of the best players in the region, wasting no time, and now we have only one potential game left here as we go back to Hollow Bastion.
Yeah, and this is really interesting because the player, other than the first game where we don't really know who won the RPS, as the player, players have won on their counter pick every single game of the set so far. So the onus is really on Don here to find the break in this back and forth.
Like you were saying, you know, that hollow bash. Oh, and it was basically a 0 down from that point. SnowInMay having a dominant first stock, but Mario can do the same thing. But Snow has to be feeling really good about that. And now basically, I'm camping the platform. I'm camping underneath it because that stops mid-space fireballs and mid-space aerials.
And you're seeing Don just start to drop more combos. He's starting to drop grabs. He got grabbed for the first time this set as well. You're seeing him start to, like, that. I think that early stock might have shaken him a little bit because he's starting to get caught by so many more things. He's just starting to really way less attention to his defense, and you can see the nerves starting to get to him.
That stall was so good, though. He just barely missed that dragon shot, and now the Megawatt coming through too. That dragon shot will find its mark. SnowInMay moving up super far here. 2 stacks up. Every single game essentially has been a body bag on one side or the other, and the theme was it always went back and forth. This time it's back in the hands of Snow, and it's playing the same way.
Dodge on that F smash. Don was ready for the neutral getup, but Snow knew exactly what he was looking for. And finally, Don avoiding a grab in this game. He was so good early in the set, but Snow and Don just both. Snow's DI is so good. Don not ready for it, finding his way out of the situation. The F smash, gonna find one.
Finally
gonna
finds
make it happen, but you have to get 2 more. That being said, you're Mario.
Yeah,
all it takes is a hit.
Mario has this innate ability as well of just kind of making that 5% not really matter. He can find a stock, but that being said, Min Min, one of the hardest characters to get in on consistently, and any mistake, like we said before, it all pushes. This is now, you get hit in the air, and it's now a ledge trap.
Speaking of in the air, he's at the ledge, using his double jump to find his way all the way back, knowing that he was a little too far away for that grab, and Don finding his way in, not missing the pivot grab this time, but did last time. And Snow finding his way out, but Don, again, that back is just so incredibly fast that you can just throw out a second one, even if you miss. But Megawatt gonna close it out. That move just, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. It hits like a cannonball.
It's such a good button. It will take you out for making a mistake by trying to get in a little bit too close. And SnowInMay is going to get yet another upset here, continuing to build on this resume that they're getting over and over with every single week. And now, I mean, I'm curious because that lines up the winner's final set later of Ling versus Snow.
That's going to be crazy because